Which race do you think where you hear a 50-year-old is shot to death over a pair of jeans?
According to Alston, it all allegedly started after two boys came over to the house for a pair of jeans that Caden was selling. But he says the boys did not want to pay for the clothing, so instead, Alston says one of the boys shot his son.
In the black community, and y'all don't want to hear me say this, that we have so much violence. Have you looked at your credit card statement lately? You're working 40 to 50 hours a week just to buy groceries and gas, things you used to be able to afford, and the credit card companies are charging you over 20% interest for the privilege. Think about that. Over 20% is designed to keep you underwater. American Finances is doing something that credit card companies hate. American Finance is actually helping people. They have mortgage rates that are in the 5s. They're showing homeowners how to take their hard-earned equity to wipe out the high-interest debt. The average savings is $800 a month. Talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant, no upfront fees, no obligations to see how much you can save. And if you start today, you can delay 2 mortgage payments. Give American Financing a call. America's Home for Home Loans. 866-889-8010. That's 866-889-8010 or AmericanFinancing.net/Tatum. Let's talk about this really sad story of this 15-year-old boy. The craziest thing is that I have a 15-year-old son, and I could not imagine losing my son over something stupid like this. And unfortunately, it's the same situation that you would expect. Before I show you, what race of people do you think this is involved with? I'm not judging you. Which race do you think where you hear a 50-year-old is shot to death over a pair of jeans? I know what your brain thinking, and you are probably correct. Pull the picture up. Unfortunately, in the black community, and y'all don't want to hear me say this, that we have so much violence and tension and ego. And, you know, it's like young boys growing up without dads. And I would argue, not to say this boy didn't have a dad because he's a victim, but I would argue that these young boys growing up in the community without a dad, with all of that feminine energy, young men are not meant to grow up around only feminine energy. That's a conflict to their existence. And they begin to be more aggressive, more, violent. They act out more. And that's the feminine energy without the masculine energy of having a dad. So let's hear this story. It's very unfortunate, but here's the clip of what went down, and we're going to talk about it. Roll it.
He was shot over a pair of jeans. That's how a Raleigh father says he lost his 15-year-old son. Police say the shooting happened on Friday morning on Springshire Court. You might remember we were covering it as breaking news through the day on Friday. This is right off Sunnybrook Road. A young suspect is now in custody. And Dewan Hogard is joining us live now. Dewan, you spoke to the victim's father earlier today, who shared much more about his son's final moments and this devastating loss of his.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. C.J. Alston, that's Caden's dad. I had a chance to speak with him inside the family's living room earlier today for several minutes, and he tells me the boy who police say shot his own son, he was told the night before, couldn't even be allowed over at the house.
I seen him on the ring camera at like 11:36. By 11:51, the police was here.
C.J. Alston is still in a state of disbelief tonight, days after his son Caden was shot and killed in the family's home by someone who he says pretended to be his son's friend.
The boy who shot Caden has known him for a few years. I want to say at least like 5-6 years, probably longer.
According to Alston, it all allegedly started after two boys came over to the house for a pair of jeans that Caden was selling. But he says the boys did not want to pay for the clothing, so instead, Alston says one of the boys shot his son.
When he got shot, he told him, like, you shot me.
He says the inside of the house was covered in his son's blood as he tried to call 911.
Caden was in here running around, like, trying to clean up his own blood from the bathroom, the closet door, the kitchen. It's just like, it was blood drops everywhere. He even had a roll of tissue that it's got his handprint, his bloody handprint in it.
Alston visibly grieving the loss of his only son as he shared these pictures with me of the two of them from over the years.
I'm just still in disbelief. I'm upset, I'm angry. I just hate it. Kaden was my only kid.
And Raleigh police, as reported, have since made an arrest on juvenile petitions, and because of that juvenile's age, his identity will not be released. CJ also tells me the boy who police say did it actually knew his son for several years. He also knew of CJ very well, and he's still very surprised that any of this would have happened there at the home.
And let me just say this, and it's crazy. It's a crazy story. And the reason why this story hit me, because my son's name is Caden. You know, and I'm gonna send this video to my son because he was selling stuff too. He got himself caught up in a situation where some kid ended up coming to our house. And it wasn't a kid, it was a grown man. And I had to get on the phone with him. Like, boy. And this is why, like, kids, they think daddy is like being evil and mean when we trying to save you. This is exactly why you don't have people come to the house when your parents not there. I remember I got my butt tore up from the floor up. And this was a friend and my dad knew. My dad said, when I'm at work, ain't nobody, better not have nobody at the house. And I'm like, oh, my friend Darius he's exempt, right? We play the game every day. My dad know Darius. My dad came home with the belt. Darius, you got to go home. Didn't I tell you not to? I'm like, Dad, I thought Darius was cool. And I told you nobody. Waka, 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 waka. I was mad at my dad. Why you do me like that? And let me tell you the story. Why you do me like that, Dad? And then my son end up having some guy try to come to our house. We have a gated community. He ended up getting the guy into the community. He gets to our house and he's telling me, Dad, I don't have the money. My card don't work. I almost lost my mind. I said, boy, I had the guy on the phone. Look, man, you can't be at our house. So I don't know, like, what I got to do to get you this stuff so you can get out of our house or away from our house? I don't even know if the dude was in the house. And I know my son probably was mad at me. Dad, why it was just so mad? No, man, because this stuff can happen to you. That dude come to our house, he know where we live. He starts saying stuff, you get jiggy and they want to shoot and kill you or something or rob you or something. And so I hope that this story is not only an exemplification of what I be saying all the time. Hopefully people in the community get it, but also young people who are watching this, listen to your parents because we already lived your life already like 3 times over and we're trying to help you.